Hey everybody, it's JD here for Mad Brothers Media, and I'm with my new friends today from October Games. I have Drake, Dan, and Kevin.
How's it going?
Howdy.
Aloha.
Mahalo. Now, October Games, tell us about yourself.
Well, we're an indie video game developer. We're striving to make a online multiplayer horror game called Horror Legends. It's a 3 versus 1 multiplayer survival horror game where 3 people get to go up against a player-controlled monster.
That sounds like a shit ton of fun. Whose idea and when did that idea come into play?
Actually, me and him came up with it on I guess it differs. I remember it being on like a paintball trip. We were driving back. It was like an hour drive.
It was like, yeah, it's like, well, I think we came up with the initial idea on the paintball trip, and we started fleshing it out later when we got back home. It was so long ago. It's hard to remember exactly when it was. I've been living in Seattle for almost 6 years now, and it was before before I moved even up here. So it's been a long time, and I think a lot of people when they look at video games and horror movies, they're like, oh, why aren't there more video games like horror movies? And that was pretty much what we want. Is oh, wouldn't it be cool to have all these, you play as cast members and somebody plays as a monster and hunts you down? Yeah,
we call them cast members because you're trying to play out the climax of a horror movie. So you got the last 3 remaining people, and they're fighting to survive an encounter with a beast. And the cool thing is that they don't know what beast that is until it attacks them. And right now we're announcing 5 legends. We call them legends. 5 legends. One is Punky, this dude right here. He's our main character. We have a slasher type, more stealthy. You can pick up items in the environment and use them against the cast members. We have a chainsaw maniac, less subtle, more brutal. We have a werewolf, classic, and we have a Sasquatch, nice. Seattle Zone. So yeah, we're starting off with those. Give the people a variety, so that way when they start a game, they don't really know. They can't really play. They have to wait until they see what's in store for them in the game.
All right, so you guys have your legends, your cast members. They are trying to survive the climax of a horror movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the cool thing is, like I was saying, the cast members don't know what monster they're up against. So they could be exploring a farmhouse and is there going to be a slasher in here, or is there going to be a Sasquatch? I'm not sure. And then that suspense really adds to the terror of the game. That's really the key design is mystery and suspense. This isn't an action game. This is about survival and outwitting your opponent.
Excellent. Now, what do you do on the game, Dan?
I'm the sound designer for Horror Legends. I'm going to be doing the soundtrack. I'm going to be doing all the Foley for it. I'm going to be smashing the watermelons, slapping the chickens.
Chicken slapping. That sounds like fun.
Banging on bathtubs. Well, the game's going to be done. The sound effects for the game are going to be done with Foley. It's there are probably a lot of games out there that use more digital methods for it, but with horror, you really want to have those deep and substantial sounds. You want to hear the squish of the blood as you chainsaw them across the piece, and you want to hear a really grody footstep right behind the wall that you're standing next to, and you're like, "What the hell was that?"
Sound design is so important to horror, and he's doing a great job with it.
Absolutely. What about you, Kevin? What do you do?
I actually work for TK Studios. I made the costume and just prop maker, and met Drake and made him a costume.
So you're the one I have to thank for terrifying my girlfriend last night at the haunted maze, and you were wearing the head?
Yeah. I was Punky for the weekend.
So it was a combined effort of terror. I like that. I like that.
Network.
So have you guys been doing the haunted mazes very frequently? Is this your first opportunity to try this out and promote your project?
This is the first time we've done Punky's Horror Maze, yes. I previously had worked at Great Horror Campout, so that was like why I was in the funky suit, because it's like I had experience doing this kind of thing.
He's really good at it too, in the game and out of the game.
Yeah, we saw you out on the dance floor. We may see a little bit of that footage.
That was
hopefully,
You will.
Hopefully.
that was fun. We kind of like I was talking about it for a while. It's like, oh guys, we got to bring Punky into the Biohazard party.
Absolutely.
I didn't get I sort of got caught up in the moment. I didn't get to the point to do. I wanted to go up behind the DJ desk and just like.
Scratch and mix.
Nice, very nice. Drake,
Yeah.
this seems like this is your baby. What are you bringing to the table and working to the project? Are you the idea man? What else? Do you do?
Well, Dan and I come up with a lot of the ideas together, and like I like to collaborate with people, and that's one big thing. I mean, that's why Kevin and I love working with Kevin. I just love working with people in general. But I'm a 3D artist, illustrator, filmmaker. I do lots of stuff. But this game is one of my passion projects. Something that I've always wanted to make. Like once Dan and I came up with it, like yes, this is like one of the big projects I have to do before I die or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean I just worked with a friend of mine to design Pumpkin's head, but I designed his body from scratch. We took a concept initially and we kept molding it into something more original. We tried to make it as unique as possible, and then out of that design came story elements, and then we kind of created what was in the comic that we did for promotion.
Excellent, excellent. And Kevin, so did they just call you up and say, "Hey, make us scary"?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I met him last year, and he had a booth. Yeah, last year's Crypticon, and he had a booth of stuff, and I was like, "This is awesome, man!" Like I mentioned, I made a film, and like I made a really bad prop, and I like, yeah, if I did something later, it would be great to work with you on something. I like collaborating, so I just throwing it out there, and then I was tasked with doing this maze, and I was just gonna buy some shitty. Okay, I was just gonna buy some props online and just put together like just some generic stuff, and then I was like, man, I met Kevin, yeah, that's right, and I was like, hey, Kevin, you want to make me a mask? I was like, I'll make you a whole damn thing, man. And I was like, what? Like, you don't have to do that. I just buy the stuff. And he's like, no, that's cool. And he went all out. He made full-fledged foam latex suit, badass sculpt, and
it looked phenomenal. So you guys are doing this all to promote your video game.
yes.
Where can we find it? Why haven't we been inundated with all the rated M for mature commercials? Why not? Why not? Explain to the listeners of Mad Bros Media and the Dead Horse Fights Back Show, DHFB Cavalry, get your ears on.
Well, this really this is where like October Games starts. Like we're starting this up. We're hitting the streets. We're hitting the promos. Trying to get our name out there. We're trying to make this all happen. That's why you may not have seen it yet, because we're just getting going.
We've been kind of like a indie developer for about 2 years. Worked on some small projects here and there, but we've been working on this project for about a year, almost a year to the day. And after our last project, we just started going with it, and we got to a point where like we put it on Steam Greenlight, like let's see if people want this, and I just made a really simple trailer with some early assets, and people ate it up, and we got greenlit. And I was like, okay, now it's time to take it to the next level. This is what we need. Here's how we get it. And like I had this opportunity to do Crypticon. Talked to Troy, the guy who runs it, and he loved the idea of doing this maze thing. And he had experience with the maze. Like, okay, this is how we can make it kind of like a demo without actually having a demo, and get the idea across. Because what we really want to do is provide a game that allows you to scare your friends. And this demo, the live action version, kind of gives you the experience of what it's going to be like on the opposite side, but the game will give you a chance to play as the monster, play many different types of monsters, explore different ways to scare people. I don't think there's enough games out there that allow you to scare people. It's all about getting frags and see who's got a bigger score. But in this game,
being scared by the AI.
Yeah, and sometimes AI is good for the first couple times, but then you learn patterns, and even the really good stuff can get predictable or irritating sometimes, depending on what you're playing.
The AI is usually dumb.
Nothing really compares to like a human-controlled monster that you can't predict and it feels right when you're hiding in a bush and there's some monster walks by and he didn't see you because he just didn't see you, not because the code didn't or whatever, whatever technical reason. You legitimately hid from that character and you moved on, and there's something really satisfying that to me, and I know to Dan as well. When we played prototypes of our game. We first demo was really primitive, and it was super fun just because of that element of like we didn't know where it was, and I actually recorded some really early footage of him like hiding in a corn stalk, and then like looking at me, and I was like hiding. I was trying to figure out where he was in the game, and then he jumped out at me later on, and I was looking at that footage, and I saw him just looking at me. And I didn't see it in the game, but I was looking at the footage like, well, there he was. He was just watching me. Yeah, like hiding in plain sight. Like sometimes AI has a hard time with that kind of stuff. And I think with human behind it, there's an intelligence there and almost something sinister behind it. Like legitimately sinister about a human-controlled monster.
And that is exactly why I am so interested in this game. How can we help? How can people help you facilitate the release of your game, sir?
Well, after Greenlight, we were like, okay, we need to get our name out there because in order to do this game right, we have to get certain funding and resources to do that. And we started a Kickstarter last Friday, or this Friday, I mean.
Yeah.
And we need to raise about $130,000 to hire 3 full-time employees, contractors, server space for people to play on, and licensing so we can do this legally. That's a lot of money and a lot of time to put into the game because we have a lot of pieces, but we need some more time in the oven.
Yeah.
And working after our daytime jobs, it gets exhausting, and boy, am I tired. I've been doing this for a year, and it's like the passion keeps me going, but like at the same time, it's like it's not going to be the best unless I'm at my best.
We want to help you guys out. How can our listeners, their viewers, how can they help?
Go check out our Kickstarter.
And where can they find
Share
it?
our Kickstarter.
Go to our website. Everything you need to know about October Games is at our website. And on the front page, you're going to see a banner to our Kickstarter page. And then on the side, you'll see all our social media links as well. It's nicely put together. And you can find everything you need to know. If you can't donate, we just ask that you share it. And shares are like gold to me. So
Excellent.
Just get the name out there. And people who want it, so that people know that they want this game, that they know it exists. That's all we ask.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. So, folks, check it out. State the website.
Oh, Octobergames.com.
There you go. Easy enough. October,
Yeah. Whoa.
Octobers, pumpkins, punky. I mean, come on, folks.
Yeah.
You're smart enough. You can figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There you go. If it wasn't a dead giveaway. So, Drake, Dan, Kevin, anybody that you guys would like to say hi to or thank? Shout outs, come on.
Roberto, oh my gosh. Roberto, he's an environment artist for us. He worked really hard in elements of the trailer that I'll send you guys. He did a lot of the environment work in that, and he did a great job. I want to thank James for coming out, and he built like the werewolf in the trailer, and he helped start this whole thing. And I want to thank Scott Hacker for helping us earlier on when we were nothing, and then I want to thank Brock Burden, saying it right?
Brock Purdon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Brock Purdon. He's one of my best friends out here in Seattle, and he's helped us out so much with programming and getting the game started. Even though he's like going back to school and starting a new job, but he's been helping us out on the programming end as best he can.
He helped us make the prototype to prove that the idea was even valuable. So like that's huge for us.
That's excellent.
And this guy right here, thank him the most. He made this awesome costume for us.
Anybody that you want to pimp? Anybody you want to tell anybody a website? Where can they find your work? Where can they commission a punky head?
Oh, I guess just Facebook, and maybe through Drake, KevinBaconFX@gmail.com.
KevinBaconFX@gmail.com.
Soon to have
Octobergames.com.
Soon to have a website. I'm making a website.
I know somebody who makes websites. We may be able to help.
Oh yes.
You guys, again, I am absolutely encouraging you to keep at it. We are going to do what we can to use our big mouths to help you out.
Yes.
I love seeing people being creative. I saw the footage of what you guys have been working on before we went into the maze. I saw it, and that was what really kind of caught my attention because I'm a big gaming nerd. You guys know it. I mean, come on, it's me. I really dig what you guys are doing. I think it's exciting, and I really can't wait to see your dreams come to fruition, guys.
Awesome.
So, again, the boys from October Games.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.